Good morning everyone and welcome to day 5 in Prague. Today is a very important day. It is the start of the Eureka High Roller. First things first, I don't want to keep my gimbal out for too long as it is slightly drizzling, as you can probably see on my cap. Just walking now to get breakfast. We're going to kind of a health place. I think nutrition is obviously very important in your mental and physical well-being, especially when playing poker. This is going to be, I suspect, quite a high level of play, except for the fact that it is day 3 of the Eureka main event. So luckily a lot of the top players who have been in the main event are still in. They won't be able to participate in the high roller, so it may actually be at a slightly lower standard than what you would expect the high roller to be. So 8 p.m. tonight is the poker players party. I went to the Poker Stars players party in Malta last year and it was phenomenal. Such an elaborate and extensive display for us. They really put on a great party for us, but hopefully I'm going to still be in the high roller. So I'm not sure what provisions they're going to make to allow the high rollers to participate. We'll see when that time comes. Hopefully I'll still be deep in with a big stack. Today is 40-minute levels, so again somewhat quick but very well adept to that structure. And just arrived for breakfast. There's quite a long queue, but you know us, we're gonna see what plan we can make with that. Let me see what I can do and get in for this breakfast. Obviously I'll make a plan to get in and skip the entire queue, probably a 30 to 40 minute queue. Just walk right in and ask them, do they have seating for one single person? They said no. And then I saw this tiny little table filled with things in the corner of the room. I said, look, there's this table, I'll take that. Happily sitting facing a wall. Terrible seat right at the door, but skip the queue. Don't need any view. Always remember to do that. Just ask and you shall receive. Okay, we just got our food and it looks really beautiful and very, very healthy. Got our coffee and here is the Monk superfood bowl. So it is vegetable hummus with sweet potato, poached egg, pickled vegetables, feta, quinoa, roast seeds, cayenne pepper, and some toasted bread. So this is definitely going to fuel us very, very well mentally for the high roller. Hopefully it tastes as good as it looks. Had to quickly get undercover after finishing because it's actually started raining here. I have to say that meal was delicious. Super, super fresh, really like healthy feel to it, but exquisite taste, very well balanced with all the flavors and different elements to it. I'll disclose that even I tried to get the Instagram of the waitress. She was the prettiest girl I've seen in Prague by far. Tried to get her Instagram, but unfortunately she had a boyfriend, so that failed. But Uber or Bolt is now here and we're going to be heading to King's Casino. We're inside, but made a minor mess up and I hope it doesn't impact us too much today. I left my streamer pass at home. I thought I packed it in these pants. I must have left it in my other pants, but hopefully we can still get around it. We have the confirmation email from Poker Stars, but now we're going to reg and get in as quick as possible. Okay, so we got our 2,200 euros in chips. I'm going to go reg at the cash desk. Okay, so we are paid and registered for the 2200 Eureka High Roller, but one slightly annoying caveat is that they actually reached capacity with whether it's not enough tables or not enough dealers, so we're actually forcibly starting at 1 p.m. The tournament actually starts at 12, so we're starting a level and a half in, but we don't really have a choice. We arrived here somewhat on time, but I guess a little bit late, and I guess that it's just so popular. I mean, I mentioned that the Eureka main event is the biggest main event that's happened in Prague ever. So I'm expecting this high roller is going to have a massive turnout. Might as well get prepared, might as well review some charts and do a little bit of studying while we're waiting. I already see some pretty famous people around here. I see Ramon Kalilas here, who won in 2019 the 25k PCA for $5.1 million. He's right here. Gonna try and get a photo with him. But yeah, it's looking to be a great turnout. Okay, on the first break of the day, starting stack 30,000, I've got 65,600, gone really, really well. I've got three kind of hands that we can do sort of a breakdown with. The first hand was a very big hand, low jack opened, button called, small blind called. I looked down at jack 6 of diamonds in the big blind, very easy call, playing about 100 bigs. I defend, flop comes jack 10, rainbow. The reason rainbow is important is there's only now one combo or one sort of suit that a suited jack is able to be, and that's a jack X of hearts. So small blind checks, I check, low jack, C bets, 1600. Small blind calls. Obviously I have a very strong hand, but in the moment I truly didn't feel amazing about my hand, but still never going anywhere, so I call. Turn 6. Now I'm very confident with my hand, have a full house. The turn also brought a back to heart draw. Small blind leads for 8,500, a very big bet. And at this point I was quite confident that he had a strong jack. Kind of want to still keep him in, not scare him off. R flat, initial opener folds. River, 7 of hearts. So if he had something like jack X of hearts, fantastic board. He very quickly rips. I snap call, show my hand, and he has king jack of hearts. So exactly what I thought. Behind on the flop, but very lucky. And let's do hand number 2. Okay, I actually decided let's not do an analysis of the second hand. It's kind of irrelevant, but the third hand is very interesting, and I'm gonna have to ask a friend if I was correct from a theoretical solver perspective. I do think I am, but I think it's very much on the super aggressive side of things. So the low jack opened, high jack called. We're playing 200, 400, the open was to 1,000. I looked down a queen 8 off in the big blind, I defend. Flop comes 7, 5, 4 rainbow. So on this board texture, I certainly have nut advantage, and I think you want to be playing a very aggressive style on this board. I check it over to the initial raiser, and on this board, there definitely shouldn't be a C-bet, which he does stick with, he doesn't C-bet, and hijack fires out 1100. So this board, I think he's mainly, the main hands he has is like pocket 8s, pocket 9s, ace 7 suited, 7-8 suited, stuff like that, as well as pocket 6s maybe for the open-ender. When he C-bets, I'll go with the very aggressive check raise to 3,500. To my kind of surprise, the initial opener cold calls, so his range really looks like big overpair. Don't think he has that many sets. I feel like this player, he was on the very aggressive side, so he probably would have stuck in the 3-bet with the set, and the hijack calls as well. Turn was a 4, which I think I'm the only one who can have 4-5 and 7-4 type of hands. So even though this card doesn't look great at first, as a straight is now significantly downgraded, I think I still have very much the nut advantage on this board. So when I fire out a game, especially into 2 players, when it goes check raise, call, it looks so strong. And I fire out a big bet of 11,000, and they would snap fold, which is obviously a good result, but being results oriented, I'd love to find out if it was the correct theoretical move. Very, very smooth sailing so far, and I hope the momentum can just continue. Okay, so we're joined here with world famous commentator Joe Stapleton.
What?
Super excited.
I'm excited, yeah.
Thank you for taking the time to be here. I wanted to ask you, with this vlog, it often comes with impromptu speaking, and you're very talented at speaking off the cuff. And do you have any advice for just being able to roll with the funny commentary?
Sure, I mean, if I don't say something funny now, it's really bad, isn't it? After you've just teed it up like this. All I can say is that what you're trying to do is just add to the conversation anytime you're trying to improvise something. So take your time, think about it a little bit, and just add information. If that doesn't work, be drunk.
That's always good advice.
It's mostly what I am, so I'm mostly drunk. You've caught me at 11:30 today, so I'm only like 3 beers deep, okay?
Also super happy to have gotten that little snippet. Joe is so funny, really one of my favorite commentators to watch and listen to. I always watch him and James Hardigan on the PokerStars live streams on YouTube when they're commentating. Absolutely brilliant commentary. So entertaining and so funny to watch. So really happy I got to have that interaction. He actually filmed a little bit with me before that, so we're gonna have to try and find that maybe on the PokerStars YouTube channel. I might be up there. So we're on break number 2 of the day, and I have to say that I am someone who prides themselves in mental resilience and emotional stability when playing, but one hand occurred where I actually had to get up and leave the table and go for a walk. I subsequently put in my earphones and had to listen to some classical music. That is just the extent of how fucking steamed I was after this hand. You know when there's someone at the table who you already don't like and then play a massive hand with them in a situation that should never occur. So I'm about to go fetch my streamer pass and then we can do a hand breakdown of the absolute shit show that occurred. Okay, got my streamer's badge. Now we can do the hand breakdown. So we're playing 300, 600, and this guy who was playing, I'm not kidding, 95% of hands. Either opening or calling, he was just playing every single hand. And running like God. Just couldn't miss any flop, any board. It was very frustrating. So he was the only player at the table who covered me as well. I ran very well, played very well up until this point. I ran it up to about 86,000 when the average stack was 31,000. So really cruising. And so he opened to 1,300 under the gun. Middle position flattered, and out the small blind I looked down at ace king off. Easy 3-bet squeeze. So I 3-bet to 5,800, and big blind folded, and he looks at his cards, looks up at me, looks at his cards, and 4-bets to 16,000. And immediately I had the idea of, do I rip here, do I flat here, what is the plan? And I'm really such an early stage of a tournament. My table is very soft. I would much rather play post-flop, play multi-street than 5-bet rip. He has queens, he calls, we flip, we out. It's just a very unnecessary spot so early in my eyes to take. So folds to me and I flat. Flop comes 7, I have the ace of spades. Flop comes 7-8 deuce, 7-8-3, 2 spades. I check, he bets 11-5. Have a very standard float here with nut no pair, backdoor nut flush draw. Even up against queens, I have equity. So I peel, and the turn is a 10. I check in flow, planning on check folding here most of the time to a barrel, expecting a barrel most of the time anyway, but he checks back. So when he checks back, I immediately strongly discount aces, kings, queens, jacks from his range. I don't think that he would be checking any, maybe jacks and queens can check sometimes, but I really don't think that players are balanced enough to be checking overpairs there. So I'm now inclined to believe that he has ace king as well, or something like ace queen suited. River is a jack. So on this board texture, as the 3-better, I have tremendous nut advantage. I have all the sets, I have pocket nines, I have 9-10 suited that I would call a 4-bet this deep. I have jack-10 suited. I have really so many strong hands here that he just cannot have. And seeing as I thought he had ace-king as well, why would I not get him to fold the chop? Even on this board texture, aces is super uncomfortable facing a bet. So I don't really think I need to go big here. About 17,500. He tanks for about a minute and reluctantly puts in the call. Super annoyed because I know that he's not calling with ace king there. I flip over my cards and he has queen jack offsuit. 4-bets me with queen jack offsuit, a hand that shouldn't even be opening pre-flop under the gun. 4-bets me and drills jack on the river to win a huge pot off of me. I was really cruising. Would have had a massive stack if the river was a brick and it just went check or I bluffed and got it through, but instead he has a huge stack. Average chips of 40k. This guy probably has 160, 170, and I have 30k. right back to starting stack. So I just had to put in my earphones, relax. Now I'm calm and ready to get back to battling it out. Okay, we just busted, unfortunately. I'm incredibly upset. I really played well. I played super patient. I never got out of line. I didn't really deviate that much pre-flop, and played a lot of correct opens, fold to 3-bet, open, fold to 3-bet, and finally playing 501k. There's an open to 2.5k. I have 20 bigs, looked down at queens in the small blind. Finally, it's actually the first big pair I've had this entire trip in tournaments. I jam. The guy asks for a count and calls with kings. So we didn't get there. I'm very disappointed, but that's tournaments. You know, I'm very accustomed to it, even though I really wanted this one. But gonna head now either to get some food. I'm gonna go first check up upstairs, see how the cash game area is running. If that is really pumping, then just gonna hop in there before I get food. But I guess the upside is that we're going to be able to fully participate in the players party tonight, which I know is going to be brilliant and a lot of fun. So that's, I guess, the one silver lining to this pretty shitty situation. Okay, got our chips ready and already got a seat opening up a new table now. Room is really pumping today. We got my friend here from Italy.
From Italy.
Cash game crusher. Very good poker player.
Very strong. Thank you.
Very strong. Good luck. Games are quite shit at the moment, to be honest. I'm just walking around trying to find a better table, but doesn't really seem to be any. Not a lot of chips on the table. My table is very nutty and I'm down small, but I'm just honestly waiting out for the poker players party. I'm starving and they're going to have a buffet there. So just play till we win. I had a disgusting suck out very early on. Got it in with the set versus kings. Ran it twice. First river safe, second river king. That was a €2,000 pot. That would have been nice. But instead we're stuck small and not in a good game. Hey, I don't know what it is with me in these games, but I seem to always have an immediate sharp dip down. I was down 1,200 and managed to recover all of it, break completely to the cent square, but I'm very hungry now, so I thought that going to the poker players party would be the best option now. Get some food, get some drinks, have a fun time. You can always come back here later. We have no tournament tomorrow, so very free to play for many hours early into the morning, like I love doing. But yeah, I played one very interesting hand that I'm gonna cash out and we can do a little hand breakdown of that one. Okay, so the little hand breakdown, playing 2-5, under the gun, a pretty strong, I suspect pro, very well balanced, trapped me very hard earlier, so definitely a very good player. Open to 15, looked down at 7-8 of clubs in middle position, flattered, and everyone else folded. Flop 6-9-10, rainbow.
Flop the nuts straight.
Smashed the nuts, got a straight, very disguised hand, and definitely a prime candidate to slow play and trap him in position.
He trapped me!
So he c-bets 30 on the bigger side, so giving him a lot of the overpairs, ace 10, king 10, queen 10, jack 10, suited types of hands, can have all the sets, a lot of two-pair combos, so are flat in position. Turn comes, 5 of spades, now putting 2 spades on the board. And he checks to me, which I kind of suspected he would do, and I think that he can employ a mixed strategy here of check raising and check calling. So in retrospect, I may have made a mistake if thinking that he's a really good pro, he's gonna check raise a lot of his really strong hands, and his absolute air I'm just getting no value from. So maybe a bit of a mistake, but I went for an over bet of 140, really pressing any of his straight flush combo draws that I thought he could have. And no, I'm gonna ask a friend what he thinks, but he calls, and river's a jack, so only king queen of spades would be the only combo of hands beating me. Don't think he has any other combo of king queen, so I'm very, very confident to have the best hand. He leads for 175. This is kind of like a blocker sizing. With the sizing, I thought he could have a lot of the two pair combos, as well as ace jack of spades, king jack of spades, queen jack of spades, jack 10 suited, jack 9 suited, those types of hands. Obviously slam dunk raise for value, so I raised to 650 and he immediately groaned heavily, so I was really hoping he would call. I put on some reverse tells, hoping that he was looking. I don't think he was looking at me, he was rather just thinking through the hand, and he folded queen jack of spades. Good fold. He later told me that if I had bet small on the turn, he would have check raised me. So I found that out afterwards, and I believe him. I think with his open-ended straight draw and flush draw, he probably would have check raised, and might have been able to win a much bigger pot there, because if he had check raised, I would have put in a small 3-bet, and he definitely would have peeled. So interesting hand. Unfortunately, I didn't capture a POV of it. Very excited to go to the poker players party. Gonna check in my jacket or a nice shirt at least tonight. We'll see how it is. Place is absolutely pumping, looks awesome. PokerStars always puts on the best parties. Grabbed a little side dish of absolutely no idea what, but so good. Let's see what else there is. Okay, so we kind of made our own gin and tonic. This is, he said that the coriander flavor is not coriander leaf, it's coriander seed, so hopefully this tastes good. Let's see what it's all about. Oh, delicious, such good gin. Gin and tonic is probably my #1 choice for drink, and this is really good. I mean, they've even got lava chimney cake making. Looks so fresh. Tastes so good. They've just got tray after tray of variety of finger foods coming out. Really just so generous of what they're giving. Open bar, we're definitely gonna go get some more drinks now.
Well, probably they do. I know they do. It's like,
so as truly fun and enjoyable as that players party was, the little finger food was not fully satisfying for me, seeing as I've only eaten really breakfast this morning. I'm very hungry, so I'm gonna venture out the casino now to go have a proper dinner and then definitely make our way back here. I do not plan on breaking even in the cash game today. I'm sure the games will pick up later, especially because players are going to be drinking at that players party and then go back to the cash game. I already met someone in the elevator who was very drunk and going to the cash game, so later it should be good and can play a very long session, hopefully absolutely scoop them. So I made it back into Old Town in this beautiful quaint little courtyard. There's pretty much only 2 restaurants that are open and occupied. One of them, beer restaurant, is going to be a place we're eating at tonight for some traditional Czech food, and I hope it lives up to the recommendations. Okay, so if you come here, be prepared to laugh quite a lot. The waiters are very funny. That's part of their like shtick. I sat down, he said beer. I said okay, brings me a beer. He said goulash or duck. Didn't even look at the menu. He said he went to another couple and said, do you like the goulash? One person said yes. Do you like the duck? The other person said yes. They didn't get the option to choose either, so I guess we're having duck tonight, but the waiters here are very funny and entertaining, so that's a nice surprise. Okay, so we got our roasted duck. I guess we're gonna have to compare which one was better, this or what we had yesterday. Looks quite different. So we got the duck, sour cabbage and dumplings as expected. Obviously with the beer. I'm definitely not exaggerating when I say you could take that duck apart with a plastic spoon. It was so tender, ridiculously delicious. Definitely recommend. Beer restaurant. The waiter was so funny and entertaining. Really had a good time. So now the plan is to honestly I actually need to walk around a little bit. My stomach is full to the brim with the duck, the dumplings, the cabbage and the beer. So I just want to walk around a little bit, empty it out, and then make my way back to King's for a hard cash game grind. May seem overly ambitious, but I've decided that my goal for the session is to win back the high roller buy-in. So 2200, 4.5 buy-ins, let's get it. I've made the executive decision that for tonight, in order to give ourselves the best chance of winning as much as possible, I have put my name down for 5-5 PLO and 5-5 PLO 5. So instead of Hold'em, we're going to give a nice change for the night. I'm very comfortable playing PLO, so it's not like I'm gambling or playing something that's out of my depth, but I'm very excited to be playing PLO. I imagine that the games aren't particularly tough here. I played a lot of PLO in Vegas, and those are unbelievable games, even though super high variance, and variance is not on my side in those games often, but very excited to be playing some PLO here. You just see the discrepancy in the PLO tables and the rowdiness of PLO versus Hold'em back there sitting dead silent. PLO, high stakes PLO versus completely quiet Hold'em. Truly one of the most frustrating things I think I've experienced this trip so far. Playing 2-5, these two very drunk Scandinavian guys came and sat down, super splashy. I was up a lot. The one guy just went on an absolute heater, couldn't miss, made runner against me in like a 2,000 euro pot twice, and wiped out all my profits. And the one guy stacked the other guy, one guy quit, the table broke, and the game died. So from being up quite a lot to now down small, very frustrating. Now I have to find a new table to start all over again, and it is currently 2 a.m.
Four players. 3-1 nějaký čopky na 8.
Co?
3-1.
3-1?
Very lucky. Okay, so it is 7:30 in the morning. We just wrapped up the cash game, played 5 card PLO, about an 8-hour game. We didn't quite reach the target of 2200 like I hoped, but we certainly made a very, very good effort. Very happy with the profit that I made. I was stuck huge very early on with those Scandinavian guys. Very frustrating. Moved to a very good table, ran well, played I think well. Had in my opinion quite a good edge at that table. Yeah, so I'm pretty satisfied with the day. I am definitely feeling the exhaustion. My body feels it before sort of my eyes feel it. Gonna cash in now, and I'm a bit undecided of what to do for the day because I have a couple of options. Either I can go to bed and wake up at like 12, be rested, and then proceed with the day, or sort of just carry on from here. I've done that before. The issue is that today and tomorrow are my last 2 full days in Prague, and I still have a lot of things that I want to do. Still have a lot of things that I want to show all of you about this beautiful city and all it has to offer. So gonna give it some thought on the ride home and see what we come up with. But for now, gonna deposit my chips and head home. I didn't do an official sign off for the vlog whilst in the casino, so I thought let me step out here and sign off for the day. I hope you enjoyed the video today. I would really appreciate a like and subscribe. That's it for today. I will see you all tomorrow.